Hello. Once again, thank you for this great time uh, that we have here today. It is an honor and a privilege that we have been able um, to assemble here. We don't take for granted that we have such an opportunity to be here. It is my joy that we have made some time, either now or later, for those who are going to watch later. And I'm delighted to invite you for this um, um, very insightful session for the next few minutes. And my name is Frederick. I am a cybersecurity professional from Nairobi. I am also a certified ethical hacker. I'm a certified computer examiner. I'm also an EXA, that is EC Council Certified Security Analyst. Above everything, I am an entrepreneur in cybersecurity. I also run a company that provides solutions in cyber technology for it's now 13 years, way back in 2009 until today. And I am delighted this afternoon for us to be able to share this conversation together. And it is also an honor and a privilege to invite you so that we can be able to journey together and even share the insights that I'm about to share with you. I have been engaged in a number of cybersecurity projects um, way back from 2010. I'm also a co-founder and a vice president at Kenya Cybersecurity and Forensics Association, which is one of the pioneer or local pioneers in terms of associations. And we have been there for the last 8 years. And our core mandate is to bring together professionals in cybersecurity, professionals in intelligence, professionals in forensics, and now we have data protection as one of our key areas of focus. And the genesis behind the association is that we identified a disconnect, a disconnection way back in 2011, 2012, where if a cyber event, a cyber breach, or even a cyber incident happens, you expect a number of players into that specific digital crime scene. And you expect a police officer, you expect an IT person, you expect a lawyer in the court. If the case goes up to the court, you expect all these people to participate in trying to crack this specific case. And we identified that almost every part of this ecosystem, if it is the IT, they focus alone with the technical things, and they don't care about the legal issues. And you find out that it's possible to have an evidence, but because of legal misrepresentation, ignorance in terms of the legal aspects of the case, then the case is thrown out of the court. Again, the lawyers, very good in the legal aspect, but when it comes now to uh, the technical aspect of the same case, which methodology did the technical people use, the tools, the principles of forensics, somehow you find out that there was a gap, and even the gap is still there. And that is the whole idea of the association, because we saw like 10 years to come, we shall get to a situation where forensics will be needed in almost every area of crime and every part of crime. And we have been able to onboard members, individual members who are professionals, and also corporate members now. And one of our key objectives in 2024 is now to increase our capacity in terms of onboarding corporate members. So these are the providers of cybersecurity solutions, providers of digital forensics, providers of IT, providers of anything that has to do with cyber, maybe IT, and also the forensics. So again, I invite you, if you are an interested member, we usually pay for professionals is only $40 per year, and for students is only around $15 per year. And currently we are open not only in Kenya but also across the region. We have seen members show interest from Zimbabwe. We have seen members from Uganda. We have seen members all the way from Nigeria, and we also had someone from Europe who expressed interest into joining. And therefore, we have opened our membership even outside the nation of Kenya. The reason we are here today is in my capacity as a mentor, as well as a certified ethical hacker. And I have a very great person, although he was promoted to glory, Kevin Mitnick. And Kevin is and will always remain a celebrated hacker globally. So he did a lot of things during his initial stage into cyber and into hacking, did a lot of mistakes, probably which can be attributed to lack of proper mentorship in his area years, the formative years of cyber. And eventually he transformed into becoming a professional who has been able to inspire a thousand and thousand of professionals around the world. And I remember way back in 2005, 2006, that time I was in second year of my study in campus. And I came across some of those articles explaining that how Kevin used to breach into more into phone systems, into the communication networks. And that got into me that, back then doing computer science and trying to figure out, to find my way out and where I would fit. And I came to make a decision that cybersecurity was my choice of specialization in computer science. And back then, I started to do a lot of things. I started to even understand how viruses works. I started to read different blogs, journals online. Started to exercise way back in the computer science lab. And after I graduated, I now took it a notch higher, started the company, started to do a lot of awareness and capacity building, a lot of training. I remember way back in 2010, 2011, 2012, you could not mention anything like hacking anywhere because the government had not yet embraced the idea of cybersecurity that one day will come when we shall be recognized as professionals within the government and also within the corporate environment. And I am happy today that courtesy of many other professionals out there, and also our own contribution. Now that right now the government can even participate in promoting and even sponsoring a cybersecurity event, a hackathon event. Like now, we are just from a hackathon that ran from all the way from June until October. And I was the technical lead with my team from the Kenya Cybersecurity and Forensic Association. And we went across the nation trying to identify different talents, young people with passion, and now putting them in a very thorough process, which ran for almost 24 to 30 hours, trying to break into different things, trying to be tested of their capacity in terms of the soft skills and their technical skills as well, their capacity to withstand pressure, their resilience and elasticity. And after close to 4 or 5 months, there was an award ceremony at the end of the month. Sorry, that is at the end, towards the end of October. And right now, I am in that process of mentoring other young people across the region, that is from Kenya and other nations across the world. And the idea behind this mentorship was born out of our desire to host Kevin Mitnick back in 2018 for the first time in Africa. He has never been to Africa, and we had that desire. But again, the time ran out, and we were not able to host him back then. But we reached out after some time, And we were in that conversation that in 2024, towards 2024, early 2024, around February, sorry, we would be able to host him in Africa, and specifically in Nairobi, where he would now come, inspire more young people, and participate in different conferences. And as you can see here, I have a banner there, which we made to really demonstrate our commitment towards this specific initiative that we are running. So when Kevin was promoted to glory, and may his soul rest in peace, we decided that we are not going to stop because now that probably he is not with us. We were going now to celebrate him in a special way. And the only way that we can do that is to honor him by mentoring as many young people around the world so that we could be able to create a generation of cybersecurity professionals, a generation of ethical hackers who can be able to be depended upon by organizations to be able to protect them from cyber criminals. Remember that Kevin was very technical, and he also had very much strength when it came to social engineering, the phishing strats, and also running, the Linux issues. Even he was a very good author. He has about 3 to 4 books. And because of such things, we decided that we are gonna reach out to young people. And we reached out way back in August, September, and we were able to onboard close to 150 young people. So we had our own criteria to be able to filter those who could be serious with the program. Remember, the program is free for them, but they were supposed to be very consistent and very persistent. And we did not want to encourage young people who maybe did not have that level and measure of consistency. So we currently have close to around 65 of them, and we are mentoring them. We have sessions once, sometimes twice per week, where we now try now to introduce them to cybersecurity, introduce them to IT, introduce them to digital forensics, introduce them to data protection. And our proposition has always been that we are going to walk this journey with them. We have now done across around 2 or 3 months, but our plans is that we are going to extend this mentorship up to around May, April, May, that is towards 2024. And within that duration, we are going to host at least 2 major conferences. And these conferences, somehow, they are going to be themed around what Kevin Mitnick wanted or liked. The way he used to present, he was a very, very, very talented presenter. When it came to speaking to the audience, he would move the audience through his technical presentations. And the reason for today's session is to be able to present what we are currently doing. We are currently training them. We are showcasing different technology to them. We are trying to develop these foundational skills and experiences and to these young people. And these sessions, they are free of charge. And at times, we have amongst themselves, they are able also to make technical presentations. And this has been a very good way of transference of knowledge to these specific young people who are being mentored. So the reason for this session is to make sure now we are now reaching out to different partners around the world. Kevin had great friends, in different conferences, all the way from Black Hat, all the way from DEFCON, other conferences, other professionals, other CEOs, other entrepreneurs in cybersecurity, entrepreneurs that know before as an organization. So we are now opening up this specific initiative because we have realized that we cannot do it alone, and we need support from different quarters. We need support from different professionals. We need support from different corporations. Our suggestion and also our plan and our vision is to make sure that the Kevin Mitnick mentorship, in honor of Kevin Mitnick, it is going to run as far as possible. We are going to make sure that we establish our presence across Africa. We establish our presence across Asia. We establish our presence across the United States. And it might not happen today, but in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years, in the next 50 years, to make sure that we are able to celebrate the life of Kevin Mitnick. Kevin Mitnick is going to live long. He is going to live as long as we live. He inspired us to get into cybersecurity. He inspired us to be able to see that it is possible to carve a niche in cybersecurity, to carve a niche in IT, and this niche is called cybersecurity. And right now, out of that, we currently now have the Kenya Cybersecurity and Forensic Association, and we are spreading into other African nations. But remember, the inspiration came from one person, and this person is Kevin Mitnick. So we are reaching out to corporations. Probably you are a cloud provider. We need virtual servers, on behalf of the mentees. They need to know how to set up different cybersecurity solutions on the cloud. They need to know how to do cyber threat intelligence on the cloud. So I'm reaching out to, if you're a cloud provider, probably you can consider giving us access to 1, 2, 3 virtual servers. So currently we have a number of them that we use to conduct our own assessments, because they usually have their own quizzes and tests. And the plan is for them to be having at least every 2 weeks, they will be having specific quizzes which are hosted on the cloud. If let's say you are a CTF provider, we are also reaching out there that you can consider granting access, granting access, maybe subsidized access or even free access to these mentees, so that we can be able to equip them accurately and equip them effectively. Some of the things that we focus when we are teaching and training them, they include things like soft skills. So most of them, they need to understand on how to manage their emotions well. Things like problem solving, because cybersecurity is a very technical field. As far as you are sitting on the other side, um, of the equation. So there are people who deals with policies, there are people who deals with awareness, but for us and the professionals that we are trying to create, these are very technical professionals. And considering that Kevin was a very technical professional, again, we have been doing mentorship way back in 2014. That is through an initiative that we call Campus Mentor Lab. But now, in honor of Kevin Mitnick, is an initiative that is within Campus Mentor Lab, but it is a very specific mentorship with a very specific agenda of creating a modern ethical hacker. And this hacker has the capacity to manage their emotions. They have the capacity to solve problems. These are people who know how to talk. They know how to interact with people. They know how to create different networks. They know how to present themselves. They know how to make presentations in conferences. And this is why it is a very, very unique initiative and a mentorship program. So apart from the soft skills, we also take them through different operating systems so that they can master the Linux, the Unix, the Windows. Then they can become proficient when it comes to the issue of ethical hacking, such that they can also get into research and innovation. One thing that we are also promoting is for them to start the process of learning the basic elements of coding, things like Python, things like PHP, the frameworks, so that we can encourage and challenge them to be developers within cybersecurity realm. We need solutions in cybersecurity. Currently, like from Africa, we have seen that deficiency, that we do not have very specific solutions which are made from Africa. And one of the things that we are challenging them is to start thinking and inculcating that culture of innovation, so that they can start that process of building real cybersecurity solutions. We need to see antiviruses coming from these young people. Remember, even Kevin was a chief hacking officer. and an entrepreneur with Know Before, which is one of the leading solutions provider along the issues of user awareness. So inculcating that culture of innovation aligns with our objectives as a mentorship program. Another thing is the technicals in cybersecurity, the technicals in digital forensics, such that they can be able to prosecute a case right from when an incident happens, then responding to this incident up to the time when they have been able to generate a report, and not only generating the report, but also presenting the same report maybe to a court of law as a court expert witness. So many of them, they do not understand all these processes. But now through mentorship, we have also integrated a learning process in this mentorship program, such that it is not only coming for virtual sessions, but they will be able to register for in our e-learning platform. You can actually access it at learn.wahomefred.com. So that is one of the learning platform which provides some sort of sustainability and continuity for the mentorship program, which means that in as much they attend our virtual sessions and our physical sessions, they will also be able to sign up there, and there shall be free courses which they can be able to take, and these courses are going to contribute positively into the knowledge domain that they are already acquiring through our mentorship program. And so we are reaching out to different partners on the networks, to different partners in conferences, providers of cybersecurity. Like now, we need finances. We need, like now we have a whole room, and that room needs to be equipped, let's say with the screens. It needs to be equipped maybe with a firewall or something like that. Probably if you're a firewall provider, you can consider partnering with us. We need a firewall, if you're a firewall provider. Like now we have a router here for technical demonstration here. As you can see, this is one of us, our Cisco router here for technical presentations, as you can see here. So these are computers which are going to be used as servers. We also have this from Huawei, is a router for internet connection, internet connectivity, because as we mentor them, we want to mentor them, from a background of technical capabilities, so that they are able to, they can be able to run their own cybersecurity companies. They can be able to be part of a penetration testing project. They can be part of risk, cyber risk assessment programs. They can be part of digital forensic initiatives. They can be part of, they can even train. They can even consult and gain some income. And another very key element of this mentorship is on the part of public speaking. So many of these hackers and many of these ethical hackers and cybersecurity professionals, you find that they are mostly introverts. So they do not know how to express themselves. So they don't have that capacity, that capability to express themselves. So when they are given an opportunity to present themselves and even to present their technical skills, it becomes a challenge. Why? They have not been trained, they have not been mentored, they have not understood the process of acquiring the knowledge, so that if they present themselves before people, before, let's say, before mentors, let's say before even investors, people who are supposed to fund their innovations, somehow they don't have that capacity, they don't have that specific knowledge in them. And that is one thing that we are doing. We are also training them. Like when we meet physically, we make sure that most of them, they are given an opportunity to present. They are given maybe a topic, they can be given to discuss on the issue of cybersecurity in Africa. So they are given that, they are given like 10 minutes to present themselves. And in as much they fear, and there's that flight risk, what happens is this. It already inculcates that aspect of the confidence. so that they can have the capacity and the capability to stand before the people and make a presentation. Again, it aligns with our objectives of making sure that Kevin Mitnick continue to live. Like now, one of his strengths is on the area of public speaking. You can be sure that every time Kevin showed up in different meetings and different conferences, you can be pretty sure that those meetings used to be flocked. You know, people used to flock his presentations because he had a way of moving the crowd through his presentations. But one thing is very sure that we are sure of is that he used to be very, very technical and very, very intentional about practicing on his skill on public speaking. So there's no one who wakes up just one day and they become very proficient on the matters related to public speaking. And that is why we will be transferring these skills. And during the two conferences, we are not going to look for new speakers from out there. We are going to reach out amongst the mentees that we are mentoring. So they are the one to develop presentations. They are the one to develop technical demonstrations such that during the two conferences, they can be able to make presentations. They can become part of the panelists, and they are the one going to moderate even the sessions. Like now, we have also elected or selected a number of them as the leaders on a rotational basis. So we are trying to inculcate skills in leadership. Although it is not easy, it is hard for them to transition from student into being a leader, into being into cybersecurity, into being into public speaking. But we know that we must be able to do that. We have an obligation that as a team, and as far as Kevin already mentored us or inspired us to be able to consider cyber as an area of specialization, we are feeling that we are obligated to reach out to his networks. We have people from the US, we have people from Dubai, we have people from South Africa, we have people from Europe, we have people from Israel, the leading cybersecurity provider. Across the globe. We have people from Silicon Valley. We are reaching out that from Africa. We are already making sure that this light from Kevin Mitnick is already shining from Africa. We have young people who are already benefiting from the fact that Kevin inspired someone to get into cybersecurity. And because of that, a number of young people are already benefiting from that. And after April, May, we will have a graduation for them, and we will make sure that we connect them to corporates. And this is where we also seek for partnerships from our corporates. We are reaching out to the SMEs, the circles. I am sure they need cybersecurity providers. For the last 7 or 8 years, God has helped us to mentor a number of young people. And almost 99% of these young people, they are now working and they are earning an income. So basically, we are already helping to make sure that we have a positive impact, which is sustainable for our young people and our young generation. So remember, the matters of cybersecurity, if someone just acquires technical skills, but they don't have a way of translating that into an income, most likely they may consider switching or transitioning into becoming criminals. Well, there are issues of ethics, there are issues of integrity. We are also teaching them, we are encouraging them to inculcate ethics when it comes to cybersecurity. We are already encouraging and challenging them to be able to consider working in ethics, working in integrity. But if someone acquires these skills, but they are unable to exercise these skills in an environment to generate an income, already that is a skill by itself. But one thing that we are sure is this: we have a number of partners, a number of organizations, a number of SMEs, even including the government, who are willing to take up a number of our young people that we are mentoring. And we will continue to do that. And that is why we are reaching out. We shall be creating a crowdfunding. And this is to make sure that we are able to reach out. You have your $10, you have your $5, you have your $500, you have your $1,000. So we are reaching out so that you can consider supporting this great initiative. And our proposition is we are going to do this for the longest time possible. And out of these like 60 that we are now mentoring, we will now also engage them to start mentoring another network, such that each one of them has a minimum of 5 young people they are reaching out to. So you can imagine by 2025, 2026, as per the Cyber Ventures magazine, the value of cybercrime will have skyrocketed to almost over 10 USD trillion dollars. You can imagine. And one of the preventive measure is this: to make sure that we have skilled cybersecurity professionals. We have people who can be able to defend technically. We have people who are trained with a background of hacking, people who can hack back, people who can be offensive and defensive at the same time. And that is what we are trying to do, trying to close that gap, that by 2025, we will already have fed into this value chain, into this ecosystem. We will have already supplied a number of ethical hackers into this specific pipeline to make sure that number maybe reduces, maybe to from 10 trillion US dollars, probably to 8 or to 7 or to 6. But we cannot be able to do this alone. That is why we need partnership from you. You can be able to partner with us. We need to promote Kevin Mitnick's books. We need the mentees to be able to buy physical books. So these books, I think one is around $20. And we are intending that each and every mentee that you are going to mentor, they have a physical copy of the book. So on average, $20 per person, and we are 60. That's around $1,200. So that is something that maybe someone can say in honor of Kevin Mitnick and what he has done around the world and the generation that he has inspired. Let me consider partnering with these people. So we are going to create a crowdfunding, and this is an initiative which is going to run for about a month. Probably we may require between $5,000 to $10,000. We are reaching out so that that money we can be able to print T-shirts which are printed with Kevin Mitnick's photos. We are going to do roll-up banners with Kevin Mitnick's photos. We are going to do caps with Kevin Mitnick photos. We are going to go to schools. We are going to go to colleges. We are going to go to universities, just talking about Kevin Mitnick and what he stood for. That is why we are reaching out. So mine is simple. Consider partnering with us. You can partner by sponsoring an online account, an online CTF account, maybe AWS account, a software in cybersecurity, a software in digital forensics, a software in data protection, and even sponsoring the mentees for some courses online, probably some CISSP, probably some CEH, probably some, CompTIA courses, so that we can continue to enhance the quality of the knowledge for these young people. Allow me to just address this in 1 minute, just to demonstrate a few things here as we wind up on this. Consider supporting this initiative. This is not my initiative. This is our initiative in a collaborative way, in a partnership way, because one thing that we have come to learn in cybersecurity, and even in any other field, it works a bit easier through a collaboration, through a partnership. Consider partnering with us. Consider partnering with this initiative. If we are going to defeat the cyber criminals, we must make sure that we address the issue of the skill gap. And we are doing it through honor of Kevin Mitnick. Very soon, we shall also be flying to the US. I'm sure he had a family, he had a wife, and even a child. We shall also be visiting them very soon to go and celebrate them. We shall also invite them to Africa and we shall sponsor a whole tour so that they can come and enjoy the Africa, the national park, the same way Kevin Mitnick would have enjoyed if he came to Nairobi. It's the same way that we'll make sure that we are going to reach out to maybe his family members to just tell them that we appreciate that Kevin was given to us as a gift to the world. And here we are inspiring other many generations and generations to come. So how we do it is that, so this is the mentorship. And out of this mentorship, it has a training component. I don't know if you can be able to see. It has a training component. And in the training, we have a number of things. We have soft skills. We have cybersecurity. We have digital forensics. And now we have data protection. So apart from that, we have public speaking. So this is training the young people on how to speak before an audience, on how to prepare presentations before an audience, on how to prepare themselves for a meeting, let's say with a board of directors, on how to present before investors, on how to present before mentors. So we will be taking them through a public speaking session. So we also have soft skills. So this is why we address the issue of emotional intelligence. We also train them on issues to do with mental health, problem solving, people skill, time management, and such things. So we are sure that if this young person is well aware, actually there should be self-awareness here. Self-awareness as a hacker, as an ethical hacker, self-awareness as an ethical hacker, it goes a long way because they already understand and they know of their identity. So they will not engage themselves into unethical behaviors like, attacking, cyber criminals, all that. So that is very key. And another thing that we are doing is teamwork. So we are also encouraging them to work as teams when they are doing presentations, when they are preparing themselves. So like in December, we shall be preparing or maybe preparing to maybe travel for hiking, maybe some sort of team building outside of Nairobi, so that we encourage that aspect of teamwork. So there's that aspect. And one of the impact, we can say here impact, is that by 2025, our projection is to at least, because the program runs for around 6 months, and within those 6 months, we must have trained at least 60 hackers, meaning that per year, we are going to have 120. So 2025 is about 2 years to come. So in total, 240, but in total, we need to, by 2025, to have a minimum of 250 properly trained and equipped hackers. These are ethical hackers who can be able to be trusted in organizations. They can be able to be trusted in government. They can be able to be trusted in training in our universities. And we already have managed to address the issue of the rapid increase in cybercrime. The rapid increase in cybercrime. So one of the impact is income for them. Addressing the issue of cybercrime is going to reduce by a certain percentage. Income is going to increase for them, which will have a ripple effect for them and their families. We are also going to feed into conferences around the world. So we need by 2024, 2025, by December, we should have some of them presenting in Black Hat. We should have some of them presenting in DevCon. We should have some of them presenting in any major conferences around the world. But remember, it starts as a seed of mentorship here, courtesy of Kevin Mitnick. So different ways that you can partner with us, partnering. Like now, this center that we are using is a center that requires to be equipped. It requires to have some computers. It requires maybe a server rack, a server, a firewall. Remember, we already have a router here. We have a Cisco router here. We have a Huawei router here. So we need other routers. We need other firewalls from other providers and from other institutions and organizations. Why? As a hacker, you must be able to interact physically with such a device. If there is no way that you can interact with such a device, even if you go to hack such a device, you have no idea how it looks like. You need to know what are these LAN, one. You need to know what are these ports for. You need to understand about default users and passwords. So our training and capacity building is very technical, very, very much technical. So how you can partner? You can partner through resources such as this, router, firewalls, all that. You can buy some books, some Kevin Mitnick books, and ship to us as a team, and we are going to distribute to our students or our mentees. Another one is merchandise. We need t-shirts, we need caps, we need stickers, we need roll-up banners like what we have done here. So this is a very good banner when we are doing our own events, which are Kevin Mitnick themed. This banner is going to be there because this mentorship, specific mentorship, is courtesy of Kevin Mitnick, one of the celebrated hacker globally, one of the celebrated hacker who has helped to transform the way people take cybersecurity as a profession. Himself, a chief hacking officer with no before. He has helped us. Like now, I'm a cyber entrepreneur. It is courtesy of him that we have not given up and closed down SecuNet Technologies, which is a cybersecurity company. Courtesy of him that many young people are going to benefit. They are going to generate an income out of this, as you can see, an income from here, as you can see here. The issue of cybercrime is going to be addressed in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, because we need technical people who can be employed, who can be consulted by software developers, who can be consulted by organizations globally. And they will come from Africa, they will come from Israel, they will come from United States, they will come from Australia, they will come from Europe. But here we are, we have started it, and this fire is going to spread globally. So if probably you are interested to start such a move in your nation, you just need to get in touch so that we share a few things. Then you can be able to start in honor of Kevin Mitnick. We are not into this mentorship to make money. No. Like now, right now is on a weekend. I'm supposed to be with my family. But here I am trying to convince those who can be able to invest into this specific program. It means a lot In terms of sacrifice, we need the Zoom accounts. We need Zoom, let's say a Zoom account to be paid like annually or something like that, so that we can afford to have recorded sessions. We need Moodle, our Moodle platform, which is running at LAN. You can visit lan.wahomefred.com. This is a personal project, of course, with my team. I am very passionate about young people. And in this specific project, it is about young people becoming ethical hackers, practically earning an income, becoming the best speakers globally. And how you can do it, resources in terms of routers, firewalls, maybe virtual servers, all that, buying books, merchandise, maybe in form of finances. And this one will have a comprehensive accountability framework. We are considering having a crowdfunding in one of the crowdfunding platforms, and you'll be able to see what has been contributed. And soon we shall be launching a magazine, and that magazine is in honor of Kevin Mitnick mentorship. And anyone who is going to support us, to partner with us in any way, we are also going to include them. That is, if they are open to be included in such. So we are going to acknowledge them. We are going to include them in our online platforms. We are going to put a shout out there on our social medias. So thank you for listening. And another way that you can also support is reaching out if you have a specific skill in cybersecurity, a specific skill in digital forensics, a specific skill in data protection. You can reach out so that we can also host you. We usually have sessions across social medias. We have sessions in Twitter. We have sessions on Facebook Live. We have sessions in LinkedIn. We have sessions in Google Meet. We have sessions in a Zoom platform. And the last one is in the Discord platform. So we usually host those sessions over time so that we can keep transferring more knowledge to our young people. With that, I want to appreciate you for making time even to listen to this specific session, even this pre-recorded session. You can reach out to me through Mitnick at wahomefred.com in case you need more information, in case you need to understand how you can be able to partner more with this. You can be able to reach out. You can also reach out through the number +254 788 827 759. So you can be able to reach out also the website www.wahomefred.com. Although we have the company's email, company's website, we also have the association's website, but this is a personal initiative that is so dear, and so personal to me. So again, with that, thank you very much, and always make sure that you also inculcate a culture of cybersecurity. Make sure that become a champion where you work. Ensure that you are sharing skills. You are sharing skills with your colleagues, with your families, to make sure that we make the world a real cyber safe world. Thank you. Until next time. God bless. Bye.